Oh, well, hello, my gig workers. I'm so glad that you're here. Just talking about another day. So, my rating is at 4.94. I have two 4 stars that I'm diligently working through to get to the other place. Although I'm happy with 4.94, that's because I had purgatory of 4.91 for like at least 18 years. I'm pretty sure it was 18 years. So I've just been watching some ride-alongs and with Gig Life and then a Dimples on Demand where she was talking about a woman that took this huge order and did nothing but complain about it. And it's funny because yes, when we choose an order, it is on us. And I don't know about you, but I always had to learn, when Jen on the Go was saying no tip, no trip, well, I'd sit there and I'd take a no tipper and then I just for the sake of working and you get everything. You get everything for the no tip. You get, demanding, crabby, low ratings, missed items, damaged items, all that kind of stuff. It's all guaranteed almost, isn't it? So when we do take on something, we learn the hard way. And I don't know about learning the easy way, you know, unless you're born into royalty and you never have to work a day in your life, so you never have an idea of like what work is all about. Those of us that choose gig work, we want that independence and freedom. Most of us have been beholden to that paycheck and felt the grind of like, is it important that I do the job or is it important that corporate just pounds us, just pounds us, just pounds us? I've had a taste of that. The above lady at where at the store that I work at, she's the divisional manager, which means she operates from no place and just drives around and, does her thing, never having once done in-store shopping, which is very similar to gig work, except there's less problems with substitution. You don't have to take the heat for that, but she does all the metrics and reports and everything else. So she makes a surprise appearance because when you're in a hateful position like that, you only can make surprise appearances because nobody's rolling out the welcome mat for you. You never bring good news. And unfortunately, she's been the one that, when all the things that they look at that, like, I don't even want to know about, I just want to know is it okay to get the store brand ketchup if they're out of Heinz, right? That's just, I want that my biggest worry. So anyway, she makes this surprise appearance. Oh, so anyway, she does this whole, end of the week, end of the month, whatever it was the end of me listening, I think. Whoops, did I say that? And, everybody got great ratings. All the stores on Cape Cod got great ratings and everything else. And then she sends this personal email to my boss saying, but your thing was a little off. And it's like, can we just revel in the goodness of a good day, please? So, anyway, she shows up, and there's only one man in my Doug Drive Up and Go department, and he was hired to be the lead, the supervisor. And the woman that I work for now, because of people like the one in corporate, she couldn't wait to get rid of, so she's moving on to a different department. But she has to train this one and all this kind of stuff. So she gets a hold of him, and it's obvious because it's the only male person there that this is the new hire. And at one point, I'm back there, I'm finishing up something. There's a wee bit of paperwork, just like with Instacart, where you have to, take the picture and send it and this and that. And she looks at me. She's like not half my age, but 2/3 of my age. And she looks at me and she goes, and you are? And you are? So I say, my name is Sarah. And she says, and your last name? Because that's what I go by, first initial, last name. Wow, aren't you a pleasant one? And so I told her my last name. It's Pearl, hence the Pearls of Wisdom. And anyway, so it was real clear that she wasn't needing me. So I am straight, as they used to say in the cartoons. What was that? That dialogue. Did you gotta go, to go? Anyway, it was Amscray. And so anyway, There's a reason we don't like corporate, right? Oh my God. Really? Nobody's saying she's a doll when she leaves. No wonder she has to make surprise appearances. What a life just to beat up on people for metrics, really, you know? So anyway, the in-store shopping department is quitting, or rather go to a different department. One just left for deli, one just left for cashiering, one's leaving for college, and that leaves me and the new hire. So it's a small elite group. So, with gig work and paycheck work, there's pitfalls, pratfalls, and places that we just don't like when Instacart chooses to beat us up for things that like are out of our control. I love it when you take a picture of your receipt and the ink is light on it and they tell you can't read the receipt, how do you expect us to get and it's you just got to go with it. So anyway, the new Instacart app rollout seems to have, I don't know, every now and then with a certain shopper I see that they're asked questions rather than the rating, which is very interesting. So they must be piloting it and, I don't know, choosing who the customers are. I'm not sure. But it's interesting. We will see what Fiji does with her shoppers because she seems a little bit more familiar with the brand ambassadors. Hello, that's us. And so we'll see what happens. But it definitely has been a challenging August, if not a whole challenging summer. And as the pandemic ramps up and we are inside more, we'll see what happens. The news is always frightening, but then, they want to make it that way. But a lot of people, I was shopping yesterday and I get to the deli and we have a lot of J1 workers. They're called, they're from Jamaica and they come and they all leave September 10th. They're here for a little while. Most of them work 40 hours in the grocery store and then go to a restaurant to work another 40 hours. So they put in 80 hours a week to make a whole bunch of money, and then they go back to Jamaica. And the gentlemen that work in the deli are great guys. They're really very patient. Their English is great. They follow instructions, and when I'm a cashier and I'm checking out people, how was the deli? The deli was fine. They were great. They were right on it. So love it. Love it. Thank you, deli, because you've heard my deli stories and I'm sure you have some of your own. And no, we don't have the kiosk where you can just put it in at most of the stores. There's like 2 or 3 that I shop at that have the option of a kiosk. 2 of them, one at the beginning of the store and one at the deli itself. But for the most part, you are held hostage in the deli area. So anyway, a lady comes in and the deli guys, they're huge. And I've seen that with some of the huge people with masks, that the masks just don't cover their face. We all don't have Nancy Pelosi's mask collection. Did I say that? I did. And so it after a while, when you talk, if you've got like a big features, it kind of to pull down so your nose is exposed. Well, this lady at the deli was having a fit. You need to cover your noses. Don't you understand? You have to cover your nose, the nasal passages. And she's just having a conniption fit, as we used to call it. And it's like these poor guys, it's August, they've had it. When I worked in the bar and restaurant world, which was the first 30 years of my grown up over 21 age, because back then alcohol, you had to be 21 to drink it and you had to be 21 to serve it. And so I'd work in these places on the Cape in the summer, resort area, lines out the wazoo, people waiting for takeout, people standing in your way. It was always that way. And by the time we got to August, everybody's tired. We're weary. And, in comes a new, fresh batch of vacationers, like every weekend, either here for a week or 2 weeks or a month. And they've got all the energy and they want all the, high quality everything, right? And it's just, we're all just kind of weary. And that's how it is if you're an Instacart shopper and you get to the store and you can tell that the store's been decimated. The shelves are empty. Add pandemic number 2 in a serious way, and the shelves are more and more empty to the products that are on our list. Then we have to get into the dialogue with the customer. You know, they're all out of Poland Springs, would refresh, or Aquafina, or Dasani, or even San Pellegrino, would, or Smart Water. Would any of these work for you? And they, you know, it's difficult. Same thing with the chips. They had no yellow classic chips yesterday. Lay's, right? The standard potato chip of Lay's. Bet you can't eat one. And cod and Cape Cod chips. I live on Cape Cod. Here we go. There's a shortage of those. There's no 40% less fat ones. There's salt and vinegar, and then there's original. And these people wanted the low fat ones. And it's just like, so it gets difficult for us, right? So we get weary, we get battered, we get that feeling of this is really tough and it's not fun. So we do what we do, and we really want to serve the customer. So I'm just here just stating how it is. You know, it's kind of tough towards the end of August. We're all a little bit weary from the heat and the storms and not sleeping well. And, you know, our game isn't at 100% like we want it to be, right? So hang in there. Better days are coming. I'm not talking about making money. I'm just talking about energy wise and opportunity wise. You know, hopefully it all comes out, and September is just like less humidity, less storms, less people, less saturated market with the gig workers, and we can go back to like making what we were making in the spring. Thank you very much, right? It's a day at a time. That's all we got. We do the best we can, and we smile even under our masks. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Sarah, Gig Girl, Instacart Pearls of Wisdom. There we go. Have a great day. I'm so glad you're here. Bye-bye for now.